Right, it's currently recording. Let's continue along our path-finding game. We just had a short intermission, and this will be uploaded in two parts. One that is about 5 hours long, and the other is about 1 hour long. I honestly quite enjoy this. I really do. It's quite fun. So then, we last left off after just collecting Ember. And having just collected Ember, we will go on and find the last things we need to do on this side of the market square, because believe it or not, this is only a very small amount of the entire map that we have explored. And since we are exploring this on foot, it will take far less time than exploring the same distance across the map would. And yes, across the map is slower. Or rather, it passes the time far faster. So like this is like a quarter of the map that we have access to right now. We do, however, can go inside the house, where we can find some swarms.
They will break against our resolve.
On core rules, you need a proper... you need a full AoE attack to do full damage. Luckily, you don't need that for the other rules. They are still annoying as hell to hit, but you do no longer need the ability to cast an AoE spell in order to deal damage to these, which is good. Also, Burning Hands would kind of hurt my entire party.
Surrender or else. Is that a trap? It might be a trap.
And now we take no damage because the enemy is stupid. Okay. I'll take it.
The spirits demand your blood.
Into the fray. We won't falter.
And again, I'm biting it to death.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
And so we work on this. Camellia, you are the best at this.
Might be trapped, might be treasure.
Ooh, and that is really good.
I hope you appreciate this.
Oh hey, a hide armor class that is just a +1. These aren't any better either. Don't quite know why I did that. Right, save it. Opening the door. And now I'm saving the game. This is because this is quite a difficult check. However, if you do this,
Did I fail?
unfortunately, if you do succeed in this, you get a bonus fight that will reward you quite handsomely. But it is like difficult to get. So try again.
Did I fail?
Unfortunately, dearest. Unfortunately. Right. Take only what you need. I take as much as I can, because that is rather better. With
Maybe I did something wrong here?
yeah, it appears to be the case that you did. This is, by the way, all RNG, and I can show it to you if I were to like here. This is a failure by 3. This is a failure by 6. And this is a failure by 8.
Did I fail?
Yeah. On average, we would have already gotten it. However, this does not go by averages. It's just dumb luck.
I think I did it.
Yay! You did it. Clever mortals! I can't reach you from inside the circles. Oh, but you forgot something. There's nothing keeping me in here. Nothing at all! This fight is, again, a pain. However, it is worth it. You get a bunch of experience for it. At all. That. Right, I want to take Lan with us to Darren's party. However, we're not going there yet. We are going to rescue some fellow followers of Desna, and then the storyteller, and convince the cultists there that well, there is something funny going on there. It is fun.
We are the light. They are the darkness.
I'll cut you wide open.
Hey, a berserker. Bye, a berserker.
Cover me, all right?
You've crossed the wrong model.
Can't hit any of these, unfortunately.
Surrender or else.
Camellia, if you
The
would.
spirits demand your blood.
Forwards.
And suddenly he's at minus 10 hit
We
points.
won't falter.
If he was at minus 14, he would have died already.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Lan,
You won't survive.
if you would.
The inheritor.
Guide my blade.
Too late for apologies. You are today's sacrifice.
Strike with all your might.
Bite him to death.
Distract them for me.
They got obliterated. Right. Composite bow. That's just a certain composite bow again. Bad greatsword. Right. Loot. This is all good junk to sell. Lan,
Trouble yet?
if you would.
I won't let you hurt my friends.
Camellia, give us some eyes on the targets, please.
I'll hit you.
Ah, obstructed
do
path. Cause fear, failed the saving throw. Ah, unfortunate.
Into the fray.
Luckily, the other Canabras Crusader isn't
Time to share
quite
the
as
treasures.
easily influenced, or well, not yet influenced, rather.
You won't stop us.
Forwards.
Make every strike count.
Damn clerics.
I'll cut you wide open.
The light.
What a jiff.
Cover me, all right?
If you would finally be able to hit
Surrender
that
or
enemy.
else.
We
That
won't falter.
was good. And with this, we have them all taken down. Great Club, Skill Mill, Javelins, Maces. Unfortunately, nothing particularly good. Cart is laden with possessions looted from the surrounding houses. Kaelessa. The elf hunched up next to you is clutching a small but deep puncture wound. Her appearance is quite remarkable. Her skin is blacker than any Garundi's. Her teeth are fanged and her hair is as grey as crones. Her crimson eyes glare at you with a gleam of malice. So, knowledge world check. We have 6. We can attempt. Oh! It appears that this woman is a drow. Her race is also known as Dark or Cavern Elves. They are rarely seen on the surface, so it is quite surprising to encounter her here. Who are you? There's no point in you knowing, soldier. Trust me, the answer would only bring you misfortune, and it still wouldn't be of any use to you. I'm a wanderer. You won't meet again. You're a drow, aren't you? You have a keen eye for things, don't you, soldier? You guessed correctly. I am a drow. But don't think that gives you the right to judge me. There's much you don't know about me, and never will. Believe me, it is for your own good. It is lawful now to attack her instead of the chaotic option it was earlier, I believe. Who wounded you? Haven't you noticed? The city is burning and there's a battle going on. I was wounded by a cultist. Ember is looking her over thoughtfully. Her wounds are so strange, not at all like mine. They burned me from the outside, but you were burned from within, I think. It hurt, didn't it? Unperturbed by her cold silence, Ember continues. Yes, I can see that it hurt. I'm sorry that happened to you. I can heal you. With a resolute shake of her head, she barks. Don't. I can handle it myself. I don't like it when casters cast spells on me. As you wish. And, well, I do know who you are. Kalessa, and a certain hunter says that you are a cultist of Descari. That is a lie. Her crimson eyes flash, and she says firmly, I loathe demons. I'll kill any I come across. She's clearly holding something back, but she doesn't appear to be lying either. Whatever it is she is hiding, her claim that she hates demons sounds quite convincing. You're not lying, but you're not telling the whole truth. What, was I supposed to pour my heart out? She looks at you defiantly. You have your war, soldiers, I have mine. You're fighting chaos and madness, and I'm fighting lies and hypocrisy. But we are both willing to die for a cause, aren't we? And now it's no longer lawful to attack her. So, that's pretty awesome. I believe you. Forn is at the defense art, so you should keep clear of the place. Oh, wrong button. Why would Forn slender you? Kalissa's grim expressions hardens further, as bleak and unflinching as the words on a tombstone. You are asking questions that are dangerous in and of themselves. I urge you to stop. The more you know about me, the higher the chances that a traitor's dagger will find its way into your back. I believe you. Thorn is at the Defender's Heart, so you should keep clear of the place. It was never my intention to set foot in there. Farewell, soldier, and thank you for believing me. And that is Kael'Thas. Not quite the unreasonable creature we were told she was. And we got some more stuff out of it. Now then, we could leave the area there, but I'd rather not, because we have some important things to do here. Including
I will fight.
getting some, kicking some demon ass. Hits. Citizens, Canabra's Crusaders. Lan, if you would.
Crossed the wrong mongrel.
Camellia. Walchev, can you get there? No. And that one isn't good either.
Too late for apologies.
Right then. Charge this threat. Damn it. Ah, it is just a crusader. I mean, they are the ones that actually would work against us. Like, they are important, but they're not named characters.
You won't survive me.
The spirits demand your blood.
Distract them from me.
I'll hit you.
Well, you did your best, I guess.
Oh, your might.
Right. This crusader is also fun. Chaotic good, but a paladin. I guess that's why he isn't using any paladin skills.
No glory without risk.
Endure this.
You are today's sacrifice.
Time to share your treasures.
You won't stop us.
We can do it.
Right then, these are all here. I used up my healing powers today. I should have prayed harder for Ayomide. I'd like him. He's a fun character. Let me take this off. Athletics 12. The divided city is complete. Now there is this, and this is why I actually took it off, because fuck this athletics check. Save game. I'm not going to waste 3 hours, literally. It will take 3 hours past and a level of fatigue for all of us, and nothing happens. So, accept. Or rather, well, we've, like, just the travel to the marketplace from the Defender's Heart, let alone the Tiefling hideout, is long enough that you will be fatigued if 3 hours pass. Normally, 3 hours don't pass. So, this is just something that I do to avoid everything going bad. Also, let me just go back. Raging Blood Rager, Pathfinder, Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous playthrough. And update this again. Pathfinder Come on. Pathfinder. Wrath of the Righteous. Okay. It should all be updated now. Yes, it is all updated now. So let's go back to this.
I won't let you hurt my friends.
And yeah, I am without armor for this encounter. However, I expected that.
Into the fray.
As I always just have the character with the best athletics score
Cover me, all right?
take on the
Surrender or else.
take on this without armor. But if it's an NPC, it's Lan, and Lan doesn't wear armor anyway.
You crossed the wrong mongrel.
Oh yes, Thunder armor is also a thing.
The light. Take you.
And with
Stab
that,
or zap you. Why not both?
let's equip the armor again. There are some enemies around
Save
here.
the last one for me. The spirits demand your blood.
You won't survive me.
And then Ember can go ahead and do that. Oh, it misses. That's sad.
Distract them for me.
The inheritor. Guide my blade.
Oh dear, there's another creature around here somewhere. Yes, there is. Right there.
You are today's sacrifice.
It is caught flat-footed. And yes, it is immune to being tripped. It is flying.
Strike with all your might.
And now we get our...
Can't hide from me.
And so we can do this. Yeah. This is another athletics check. Even the huge pile of junk isn't enough to block out the loud exclamation coming from beneath it. Reveal, O darling beauty mine, why didst thou turn thy gaze on me? Pray tell, thy husband I called friend at time, but love is like an ocean, friendship a well. Cam the sunburst. But Willis, but Willis, how are we to live, my sweet? Booms a deep masculine voice in response from beneath the pile. Indistinct rustling follows. Pass me the ale, would you? Hey, who's there? The pile of junk seems to shake. A stage whisper drifts up from below. Granny, let's not answer. Methinks those be demons calling down and trying to trick us. In that case, there is nothing for us to do but accept their fate. Madame, demon or not, we are actors from the finest theater in Canabras, the next door theater. We were trapped in the cellar during our rehearsal. Wait, what? We're trapped in here? I thought we barricaded ourselves in here away from the demons, deliberately. If you didn't nap through the start of every rehearsal, Master Kim, you would be better informed. The ensuing exchange degenerates into a stream of unintelligible bickering. Let's go ahead and use that. The pile shifts easily, revealing an entrance to some kind of cellar. There's an interesting looking chest among the items. You get a silver ring, jade, green quartz, and 2 board. It's also great if you fail this it falls into the cellar. So they take some damage. Not that it matters, but it's just a bit hilarious. Look, the door is open, and now we are completely at the mercy of whatever is up there. If it really is a demon. We have nothing to fear. We have the power of inspiration after all. But hand me over my ladle, and that rolling pin. And so we can speak to Grandma Gretlin, Cam the Soundmaster, and Rumbledom the actor. Now, look, it's not a demon at all. Greetings, kind friend and rescuer. I'm Grandma Gretlin, theater director, and these are the members of my company. Granny? Well, that's not a ladle. That's one of the props for the Malevolent Lich performance. The one Tina made. It's a scepter or something. She made it out of my ladle, and she wanted to use a broom handle, but I put paid to that daft idea. The dwarf says with dignity. Oh, I've seen your show. You are very funny, especially your play where the woman slowly climbs onto the chair while singing and then falls off again. Ember claps her hands in delight. Well, it's actually a great tragedy about unrequited love. The chair you see, it represents a tower of rock rising up above the raging sea like the finger of a giant. And the woman, she isn't supposed to fall, but rather gracefully cascade into the swirling abyss below, just like I showed her 100 times. But I am glad you liked it. What were you doing down there? We were rehearsing. Our art distracts us from our fear and panic. The dwarf waves her ladle empathetically, doing a fair impression of a conductor. Really? When I'm scared, I eat. We tried that too, but our supplies ran out. Oh, but art. Oh, art is eternal. Can you get somewhere safe from here? Oh, don't worry on our account. We'll be going to our basement in the next street. That's where our lambkin is. We're not afraid of demons when Lambkin is around. Lambkin? Lambkin, says the dwarf readily. Our male lead. He'll protect us. Don't worry, we know what we're doing. Okay, good luck, I guess. Thank you again for rescuing us, stranger. Today you did a great service for Mendevian culture, and perhaps the culture of all of Golarion. You will certainly be remembered in future eras as the one who saved the critically and publicly acclaimed Next Door Theater. I think I might be remembered for a bit more than just that, but I'll take it. I'll take it. We all have to start somewhere. Right, the 4 of EU go directly there. The 2 of EU go about here.
Can we retreat already?
And my melee characters are already in melee range.
Go for their heart!
And that's what I wanted. And yes, I am mercilessly taking advantage of the fact that I already know what's going to happen. Well, Jiff, if you
Time
would.
to share your treasures.
Lan now.
Endure this.
We can do it!
There's zombies there, that's dangerous.
I'll hit you! I'll cut you wide open!
The light, take you!
Well,
Cover me,
Jiff,
alright?
take care of that ghoul, right?
Make every strike count.
Nice. They don't drop anything.
You've crossed the wrong
It's just
mongrel.
another voice-activated soundbite that is just you've messed up, basically. Right then, we just saw some zombies over there. So let's make certain that those don't go any further.
They will break against our resolve.
Like that. Zombies luckily are always staggered, which means that they can only take one
Staggered
action.
zap you. Why not both?
They can only either walk
Spirits
or
demand your
attack,
blood.
and they have their four. They have their four. Speaking difficult. They have their 5 feet of movement, yes, but other than that, they just have their normal attacks.
You won't survive me.
You won't stop us.
This is annoying, but sure. And now we get these scary creatures. Or well, they look scary. Aren't
Distract
really,
them
but-
from me.
like shadows.
You are today's sacrifice.
They unfortunately have concealment in lower level spell light.
Into the fray.
This zombie doesn't have its 5 feet mean that it is.
Endure
I
this.
need to. Oh, it's immune to that. Right. Ember, dearest, if you would cast light on Raimi. These, namely, have Shadow Blend. In any light condition less than bright light, they are completely, or they are count as partially concealed, which is good because I can just create bright light. The strength damage though is awful, and it is semi-permanent, maybe permanent.
Time to share your treasures.
Go for their hearts.
Strike with all your might. We can do it.
What? It should not be concealed. I have light, like it shouldn't be concealed. I am rolling absolutely terribly, aren't I?
The light. Take you.
And these are immune to
Make
this.
every strike count.
How much strength does Amy still have? 9. Ooh. That is painful.
Cover me, all right?
I'll cut you wide open.
Forward.
That 9 is
No glory
very
without
painful.
risk.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
And I can't do anything about it either. Okay, that miss is finally
Why not
good
both?
for something. Unfortunately, this all deals piercing damage, and it is immune to spirit damage.
Into the fray.
Stabbing. Yeah. Okay. I have a scroll for that, I believe. That is what the tutorial told me. Where is it? Lesser Restoration. Right. You can't learn it there. And you also can't learn it. We need to use this on.
Something wrong?
Yes, something is quite clearly wrong. Amy. It is a 22. I rolled the 1 and the 6. Luckily, I have the time to cast this properly. And that's 4 strength restored. That is good enough, I guess. Like, currently under the effect of decreased. I'm at -3. It's still awful. But luckily, we are going to deal with the creature that made these. The city has fallen at last! How glorious, now I can stop pretending to be a shopkeeper and spend all my time on my true expression! Reanimating the dead!
We will be victorious. The light take you.
And it's dazed. Nice.
Too late for apologies.
Dazed means that he can't cast spells.
You won't survive
He casts
me.
haste as one of his very first spells, so. Alright, it's piercing
Strike with all your might.
immunity that is like actually here now. Like fair compulsion. Where is the immunity to? Okay, no, it's just reduced because it rolled really shitty.
Do it.
Distract them for me.
You are today's sacrifice.
No glory without risk.
It attempts to punch.
I'll hit you. You won't stop us.
Endure this.
Forwards.
Time to share your treasures.
And now these
Go for
have
their
an
heart.
AC of 21.
I'll cut you wide open.
Into the fray.
Surrender or else.
A blindness skull. That is annoying. That is really annoying. Because she loses a deck bonus on it all.
Cover me, all right?
I'm wounded. Can it be the end?
The spirits demand your blood.
The light take you.
No, but what I do need now is more than ever the shaken. Yeah, shaken. What I need now more than
You've
ever.
crossed the wrong mongrel.
What I do need now more than ever before is Dayran to heal me whenever I rest. Yeah, Woljev is being a coward who runs. Oh no, what a surprise. Properly frightened.
No glory without risk.
I'll hit you!
This will leave a bruise.
Okay, -5. That one finally died.
You won't survive me.
Right, run back, run away. Run back, run away.
The inheritor, guide my blade.
Ah, damn it. I succeeded.
Just sit here. Don't worry
Endure
about me.
this.
And unfortunately, my characters are not doing great. How much longer? Can you cast crease like right there? Or will you run away? Damn it. Has to run away. Huh. Right, and you can't do anything either.
You won't stop us.
Luckily, I think he is
Surrender, or
out of his attacks.
This is not my time yet. Make every strike count.
This is so annoying. Holy shit. Swallow, you subscribed? Holy shit, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Oh wow, that's awesome. I'm like so going to celebrate that.
Too late for apologies.
And Ember failed the saving throw, so Scare, which frightens? Does it? Okay. Yeah.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Frightened for 9 seconds, which means like at the end of next round he will be able to be there again. Damn it. You cool. The streams are really soothing and on the kind of game I genuinely enjoy. Thank you so much for that. Come on, Ember, dearest. Cast shield. Negates magic missile. Perfect strike. And this one.
You won't survive me.
Come on! Lan! What the hell? Right, you cast this on Woljev. And even though this is a non-stackable thing, he has a like lesser effect.
That survived worse. This was unexpected.
Right then. Cast Grease. Right there. Right, he can't.
I'll
zap you. Why not both?
X sleep. Oh, come on. If he hadn't succeeded, I think that he is finally out of spells. Right, how many hit dice? 6. This one is literally just not useful. Like 2 hit die or less
Distract them for me.
is the requirements. Conditions is frightened, frightened.
You won't stop us.
Yes, Ember, you finally dealt some damage to the enemy.
Time to
Like
share
she
your
opened
treasures.
so great. Like she opened with a with like one of the better ways to open. Right. Frightened shouldn't affect her anymore. It shouldn't affect her. Damn it.
You are today's sacrifice.
And the best part is that none of us are on death's door. And so none of us are affected by that condition, which means that the next time we would die.
Cover me, all right?
Finally. We got a glaive, the Darkhorn. It's a +1 cold iron glaive. That's it. Nothing special further about it. It's just a cold iron glaive. Unfortunately, it's very good at its job
Follow
of
me.
being a very dangerous thing to use against. To have used against you. Namely, it's a good weapon. Right. Inventory. Use. 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 And use. You get one of these. And the second one, why not? And you get one of these, and since you're having bad luck with them, those, rather. Collect these. And then let's go ahead and do what I came here to do and why I am still hanging around here, even though so sweet it is to kill. Nabasu. Nabasu suck. It, however, likes teleporting around a lot. I don't quite know where you can find him, but yeah. Initiative. Also, I'm blinded. That sucks so much.
Surrender or else.
The light take you.
Endure this.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Strike with all your might.
Yes, blinded and still dealing damage. But since he has Longbow Master, that doesn't matter.
Heartbeat quickens.
Ah! Oh, those who came in and saw us. Right.
I'll cut you wide open.
I think there is another shade here, which would be dangerous.
We can do it.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
It would be so dangerous to have another shade here.
The spirits demand your blood.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Yep, there is another shade. And a zombie, but that zombie does not at all
Forwards.
threaten me. It dealt 0 damage with bite.
You won't survive me.
Fear critical hits, damage from non-magical weapons, ability score drain, and precision damage.
Endure this.
Distract them from me. Time to share your
So
treasures.
fucking annoying. Burn. Right. Enhancement to make it
You are
magical.
today's sacrifice.
This does count as a magical weapon, I think.
The light.
Yes, it
Take
does.
you.
Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good.
We won't falter.
Make every strike count.
Cover me, all right?
Right. You are a guardian against sneak attacks. Move.
I'll hit you.
Yeah, 5 strength damage to Ember. So Ember now has now has a 4 total count of.
Go for their hearts.
This.
No glory without risk.
Oh, it missed range. Okay, that's good.
Strike with all your might.
Oh!
Stab you or zap you. Why not both?
No spells.
I'll cut you wide open.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
That is a relief.
We can do it.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
There's less so, but like the fact that we survived that is definitely a relief.
I did it. It happens sometimes.
Yeah, I think we have found that necromancer. Just
Might be
Just
trap,
the
might be
thought.
treasure.
we get a throwing axe +1 from a grave.
March on.
Save scum time. I'm sorry, but like for specifically this sort of loot, I know what's
I am
in there.
helpful.
There's
Am I
nothing
not?
particularly great in there, but like I do want to have it. This one sells well, these are good. Like these aren't masterwork. This one sells really well, but like not well enough yet to be worth it. Like later on it's definitely worth it because then you have that much money. Or that much carrying capacity rather. Hello Curl! Rubber of Grayston. what did you expect? Almost everyone is dead. The city now belongs to the demons. And the vermin, rats, crows, and creatures like this one. The stranger almost jumps out of his skin, and the hood falls from his head. Under a mop of red curls, a round halfling face looks up at you. Oh, phew! I thought you were demons. Good day to you, good lady. Sila's eyebrows lift in surprise. Curl, is that you? Oh, Lady Sila, you're alive! Goodness me, that's the second bit of good news on an otherwise lousy day. What's the first bit of good news? Stick around and see for yourself. So, do you know this person, Sila? Meet Rimvi, better known as Curl. He hails from Canabras and he fights in the Condemned. He's one of a kind, a rogue with a heart of gold. Sila smiles, then adds a little more seriously. Curl, it's probably none of my business, but you should ask yourself if what you were about to do is right. The halfling's cheeks flush and he hides his hands behind his back. I just thought up. It doesn't matter. Can you tell me about what's going on in the city? I'm afraid not, good lady. I just left the Defender's Arm. Before that I was holed up in there, too scared to leave. Although, spending all that time on the Commander Erebeth's nose sure was something. She's a strict one, few, but when she gets angry... Don't even start! I've had enough of her breathing down my neck to last me a lifetime. So, what were you doing here? Robbing corpses? No! Halfling protest. Rimfi Curl may be a rogue, but he doesn't loot corpses. I just need to get the poor lads' bodies off the road. My friends and I are on a terribly important mission and we need to get through. He is interrupted by the sound of wheels rolling on the paving stones. A cart drawn by a sad little horse appears from the corner. A pretty half-elf is driving it, and a young man in knight's armor is walking alongside. Even from a distance you can see his tanned face and his blue eyes shining brightly. See? A terribly important and very heroic missions. My friends and I are saving a beer cart from the demons. Elan of the Houndhorse. As he is speaking, the newcomers notice you, and the knight cries out in jubilation. Sila, I never thought I'd see you again. I thought you were headed to the main square, the center of the demon attack. The half-elf smiles warmly at Sila. Hey friend, glad to see you're alright. When we got separated by the crowd at the celebration, I knew right away that something was wrong. And when demons appeared all of a sudden, I realized that was the reason why I had been so anxious. But I couldn't find you among the dead in the square, so I kept my hopes up, and I was proved right. Sila's face lights up with joy. So you're the other bit of good news Curl was talking about. You and Jenna are alive. Actually, by good news I meant we found the bear card. Sir Elan and Jenna being alive amounts to about a quarter of a bit of good news. Maybe half. A beer card? I'm sure how about sharing with us? I'm sure we could all do with some help. Definitely with my new blindness. Certainly. Give me your flask, friend. And if you walk with us to the Defender's Art, we can have a more thorough sampling of the spoils there. Despite the cheerful tone, she looks at you with anxious hope. Jenna, there's no need. The heart is very close, and the three of us will be enough to fight off an attack if there is one. Besides, our friend here surely has better things to do. More important things than carrying barrels of beer, I'll wager. By the way, my name is Elan, Sir Elan of the Houndhorse. I'm glad to meet someone who survived this madness. Yeah, well, we do have more important things to do. Saving people from Prelate Hallrun. Saving Desnan worshippers. Saving an old storyteller, an elf from almost 10,000 years ago. That sort of thing. So I do have to go. So long. We're sure to meet again, either in the city or at the Defender's Heart. Sure you will. Come to the tavern and we'll celebrate this valiant rescue of this barrel together. And so you can celebrate Sila's reunion. Now, we were just scolding that curl about robbing corpses. Let's go rob corpses. Right then, this way is an exit. Nice to document, not very necessary. Now then, again, this, the four of you go about there. And
I'll make my own legend.
the two of you stay about here.
Yet another obstacle.
Waljev, if you would be so kind.
You won't stop us.
The light, take you!
And it didn't even give her cooling fever. And the last one is over there. And coming oh so kindly towards us. Luckily we saved the
The spirits demand your blood.
and we made the saving throw. I love the fact that my character is fighting blindly and still like doing pretty good. Right, Sila,
On me.
lay on hands, others, Raimi. And just a bit more.
Onwards.
Right then, a lore nature check.
Well, this didn't go well.
If you succeed that, it reveals that they were killed by ghouls, I believe, is this particular set of people. There is a barbarian there. With an initiative of
Surrender or else.
6.
You are today's sacrifice.
There are the barbarians. But Neophyte Wizard, Goddess, Evoker.
Into the fray!
Well, Jeff,
Cover
if
me,
you would be
alright?
so kind as to kill that Evoker. I said kill, not gently tickle it.
Endure this.
Kind of like that, yeah. Burning Arc is so annoying.
We won't falter.
Yeah, I'm not going to waste my rages here because of the fact that if I do try to do that, there is still a 50-50 chance that she will miss no matter what. So I would rather not.
The inheritor, guide my blade!
Stabby or zappy? Why not both?
And now he is in the negatives, so we just
Every strike counts.
hit him once or twice and make sure that we grab all the gear. Not that there is much. These are never like high quality or anything. What is that sound? It sounds quite enchanting. There is a house here where we need a very specific spell, and we can adopt a very special creature. Let's see. Magical items, no. Usable. This is like Knowledge Arcana bonus. That one is going to a very specific creature. But Ember. I said Ember. Well, who of us has the highest perception? I think it's Lan. Yeah, it's Lan. But I want to give Ember Tiger. I want to give Tiger to Ember. So Ember, you get Tiger. And then
Sodia's
you just
restless. I wonder
activate it.
why.
Maybe because I've just given you a cat. Maybe. Might just be the case. And these are not killed by demons, but mortal wounds inflicted by ordinary weapons. So, here is kind of an important area in the game. Hear me, take heed. The hordes of the abyss march on Knabus. The Watchstone is their target. They must not be allowed to capture it. The consequences will be disastrous. That is going to be a character who will help us, and she is awesome. I really like her, and she will probably be the Romance target for this particular campaign, especially as the other one has gone. A Desnan altar. Let's just take this for safekeeping. Yeah, that's what we'll call it. We'll take it for safekeeping. Go ahead and load, please. Right, there is a fight around here, but I would rather not, since I am here specifically for 2 events to occur. The fights here are less important. Namely, this event. Thank the gods I found someone who isn't fleeing in a panic. Are you Crusaders mercenaries? The comely half-elf is so frightened he can barely get the words out. I'm a servant of Count Darren Kelnavis Arenday. My lord's mansion is under attack by demons. The master himself and all his guests are trapped inside, and the house guards are nowhere to be found. I managed to escape through a servant's passage to look for help. Will you help me? The mansion is only a stone's throw away on the next street over. Count Arenday. I've seen him a few times before from afar. He looked highly audacious. I confess that he did capture my attention, but that's neither here nor there. We should help him. The gratitude of a rich and influential man can only benefit us. Yeah. Well, we succeeded at a knowledge world check, so we have heard of the Arenday family before. This wealthy and noble Mendevian dynasty was almost wiped out by demons more than 10 years ago. The last surviving member of the family, the young Count Darren, has an infamous reputation. He's well known for being a rake and a rogue. It's DC 10, we had a +6, so we rolled a 5 for a total of 11. Misfortune continues to dog the house of Arenday, I see. The servant cringes. You're telling me everyone tried to talk me out of taking up the position, saying that it can't have just been bad luck that brought about the tragedy. Down on the family and almost killed off the line, but I reasoned since my master was the only one to survive that calamity, that meant he must be blessed by fate and the powers of good. The pay was nothing to sniff at either. The servant casts his eye around the street. I should have listened to people smarter than me and gone to work somewhere else, preferably far away from Knabus. So, what will I get if I up this count of yours? Maybe some help with the blindness? Demanding a reward for fighting demons? That's dishonorable. And foolish too, since demons are the enemies of each and every one of us. Today we selflessly help someone to trash the demons, and tomorrow someone else will help us. If we're talking about a humble or working man or a soldier, I'd be the first to say we ought to help. Because it's the right thing to do, but some filthy rich aristocrat with a mansion, if he wants our services, he can pay for them. I'm trying to imagine how the cave tribes could have survived if we'd had a small group of freeloaders sitting prettily on their inherited wealth, doing nothing while the rest of us starved. I'm sure the Count will reward you handsomely for any rescue. Oh, right, I'll help. Where is your master's house? It's not far at all. You're better off entering from the next street over, through the passage I used to get out. Help, I'm begging you. I hate to think what the Count will do to me if I don't bring back help. And yeah, he is holding a party. We are going there for multiple reasons. First, because I just like Dayran, so that also helps. Judging by the size of the blood stain and the body of something truly enormous was dragged over these stones. To Randalev, most likely. Right then. Let's go. Where do we need to go about? Right, we need to go somewhere hereabouts and
A goat, a lizard, and a human enter a tavern. What'll it be, Lan? The bartender asks.
I do like him, he's funny, I just don't like his romance quest.
Did we find trouble? No, they did.
I just don't like his romance quest.
The light.
And it's kind of forced upon you. Amber, take the shot, please. 5 feet of movement.
Distract them from me.
Camellia, if you could.
Strike with all your might. Into
You'll
the
fight
fray.
Cleric, be gone.
You won't stop us.
I said, be gone.
Time to share your treasures.
That is good for that at least.
Won't survive me.
Ah, that reduction is annoying.
I'll cut you wide open.
We can do it.
Damn it, missed because of the fact that I was blinded. I mean, good enough reason to miss, that's just annoying.
The inheritor, guide my blade.
Surrender or else.
Aw,
Cover me, all right?
and that is almost all of it. Luckily, we can make it all of it. Scroll of Cure Light Wounds to heal an ally. Or we can just ignore it. A half plate +1. Heavy armor. I did not know that your rewards increased as the demons got tougher. Because it doesn't... It's not a half plate +1 on the other. Oh, that might be why I am having so much trouble getting my AC up. I was not wearing my armor. That explains much. That explains much. And it's very embarrassing. Okay, these bolts. There are like 6 of them throughout the game. They are important. Let's take it. A midnight bolt. Dueling sword, light mace, gold coins. And this is the Aeon path, which you can start here. We won't use it this one. We're going the Azada path. But another one, a Druid playthrough for example, might turn into this one. The demon invasion transformed all of Canabras into one great battlefield. But nowhere in the city suffered as much as this square. This place saw a clash of titans. The demon lord Deskari leading his hordes from the abyss, and the dragon Tyrandalef, the mightiest of the city's defenders, and one of the first to fall. The scene of destruction leaves no doubt as to the battle's outcome. A skilled scout could recreate the course of the battle moment by moment simply by looking at the ruins. From the chimneys torn down by the powerful wings in a sharp dive, to the bloody tracks left behind when the demon dragged away the noble reptile's broken body. But it is no hypothetical scout gazing upon these ruins. It is Raimi, and she is not alone. The shadow of a strange, barely perceptible presence lingers over this place. Like a gaze untethered from any observer, this mysterious force unknown to mortal kind silently assesses, judges, and seeks a better way. In an instant, Raimi is vested with this power and looks at the world with its eyes. The past, present, and future stand before her as a unified whole, an unmoving, multifaceted crystal that would be beautiful were it not for the fractures, flecks, and blemishes marring its splendor. What past does she see? In the past, one exists the one who wielded this gaze in life. Although the one and life are in opposite terms, for aeons the supernatural embodiments of cosmic balance. Rather than who or what, a better word for these entities is how. This aeon appeared from outside this world, from the great beyond, to put an end to the intermingling of planes and destroy the worldwood, the chasm disrupting the order of the multiverse. Alas, the visitor from beyond proved too weak for the battle they came to fight. They even failed to finish casting the spell that would have sent Deskari back to the abyss. With one swing of his scythe, the demon lord cut the Aeon down. What present does she see? Ruins, blood, corpses. None of this perturbs the Aeon's dispassionate gaze. The living are alive, the dead will be judged by Pharasma. All is as it should be. But the demons circling in the sky or prowling through the streets create a jarring juxtaposition, like splashes of blood-rank red ink on a restrained pencil sketch. They should not be here. The world of mortals is for mortals, the demon's place is in the demon world. How sublime the world would be if everything in it knew its place. But even the demons aren't as abhorrent as the sharp-edged, unassuming crystal languishing in the dirt, among the bricks and smashed cobblestones. No mortal would notice it, but to the Aeon's eyes, its mere existence is an outrage against the universal laws. If the Aeons still existed, they would not stop until the crystal was unmade. But the Aeon is gone and only their gaze remains. Raimi picks the crystal up and out of the dirt and stows it in a pocket. She is mortal, which means she has the power to decide what to do with it. And what final future does she see? Good and evil. Chaos and order. Everything is in its lawful place in the multiverse, and is no longer trespassing where it does not belong. Nothing is disrupting the smooth and steady current of the river of souls, from life into death back to life again. The reality, rid of its flaws, is now perfect, and the Aeons withdraw to eternally admire its beauty, which will never be threatened again. After allowing the heroine to view the world through their eyes, the little that remained of the destroyed Aeon, is guilt even appropriate here for an entity that is so removed from life and death as we understand them, used up its last vestiges of energy. Now they are ready to disperse into nothingness, unless someone decides to preserve the Aeon within themselves. Will the heroine take this power so that she may again look at the world through another's eyes? Or will she allow it to vanish? This is the first choice I will make that will completely lock me out of a path. It will completely and utterly lock me out of the Aeon path. But I will allow the power to dissipate. Be gone. Raimi, is not the kind of person who relies on any eyes but her own. The final traces of the Aeon's existence fade away, sending one last look of farewell at her, that piercing, unyielding gaze full of understanding of something significant, even as it takes that understanding with it into oblivion. I know what that understanding is. I'm just not going to tell it to you until I get to that in a druid playthrough of some sort. Hey, that's the priest I know.
Let us be off.
My beloved brother, I admire your zeal, of course. But would you not agree this is hardly the time to be standing guard over a hole that no one will ever emerge from? Or perhaps you're concerned that someone will decide to go for a nighttime stroll and will accidentally fall into it? Such foresight is laudable, but do you really need so many soldiers for such a task? Can't your warriors be put to better use, for instance, fighting demons or clearing rubble, while the people trapped beneath it might still be alive? Time is running out for these. Don't you dare call me brother, heretic. Signs of recent hard fighting are obvious in the stern old man. His armor is dented and covered in blood, and his unnatural pallor suggests something more dangerous than wounds inflicted by claws and fangs. Nevertheless, his gaze is stony and his voice, accustomed to barking orders, is harsh and clipped. How dare you accuse me of doing nothing to protect this city, especially now when some followers of your temple were caught committing treason? To my mind, you're no different than the demon worshippers, those miscreants, those beasts that are digging under the city walls. Everyone knows, my dearest prelate, that in your zealous pursuit of order in the city, you have long since forgotten how to tell friend from foe and good from evil. That's what happened with my adepts, whose acts of treason were a genuine attempt to save the city. And yet again, I am forced to repeat myself. While we are wasting time on pointless quarrels, people are dying under the rubble in our city whom we could have saved if you had only set your soldiers to the task, and not kept them here surrounding a useless and utterly harmless hole in the ground. Harmless? Well, if it's your say-so, then that must mean there is someone down there. Your associates, no doubt? And they're just waiting for us to abandon our post before they sling out and try again to... The old man notices your approach. And you! I remember you. You appeared in my city the day the demons attacked and Tyrandalev died. What are you doing here? Answer at once or I'll have you strung up by your ankles before you know it. Don't think that the demons have wounded me. I still have enough strength to take on 100 of your sort. And what is this hideous creature? Lan, at your service. The mongrel ducks his head in a bow. My forebears fought in the First Crusade. I have lived in Canabras my whole life. You haven't ever seen me before? Ah, it must be because you don't ever venture into our underground district. We've been meaning to complain to the city authorities that our paving stones have been in need of repair for a long time. The First Crusade? So you're a mongrel? Bruh! Obviously, you know human speech. Surprisingly well, in fact. Alright, let me off with you. The prelate looks at you. If he causes any trouble, I shall hold you responsible. Come to think of it, you still haven't told me who you are. I'm a crusader. I'm fighting to liberate Canabras from the demons. A crusader, you say? I'll be looking into that. You obviously don't know to whom you are speaking. I'm the one who decides who's a crusader and who's a traitor in this city. Alrun Shapak, prelate of Canabras by the grace of Her Majesty Queen Galfrey, and the city's defender against threats from within and without. And as you can see, you have done a sterling job protecting the city. The golden-haired Azamar flashes a flinty smile. I am Ramian of Edme, prior of the Temple of Desta, which, alas, currently lies in ruins. Wise Hurun here believes it is vital to guard this hole in the ground from which he is certain demons will emerge at any moment. I have been trying to convince him that the city has far more urgent matters to deal with. For instance, rescuing those currently dying under the rubble. You know what? There may, in fact, be one matter more important than guarding this hole. I've put it off and put it off, and look where it's led us. I should have had you hung from the gates back when you dared defend your gang of delinquent demon collaborators. If the Sarkorians had hanged Aurelia for Lash while they had a chance, there never would have been a war. I won't repeat their mistake. I won't hesitate any longer. Soldiers, seize this scum! Prelate, see reason. Those are frightening times, but threatening to hang someone without trial, that is unworthy of a servant of Iomade. The old man fixes his gaze on Scylla. Lest you forget, girl, we may serve the same goddess, but you are not an inquisitor. Don't question the way I serve Iomade, and I won't question yours. What precisely are you accusing Ramian of, Inquisitor? Treason! Not long before the city was attacked, several followers from his temple tried to secretly access the Watchstone and perform an unknown ritual over it. Olun is trembling with fury. The Watchstone of Canabras, the gift from Iomade, the bringer of light, wrought by the hands of her herald, the first in the chain. And followers of the crazy runt of a goddess try to meddle with it, using their magic after hearing a voice in their dreams. My soldiers almost had them caught when Ramian got in the way, allowing traitors to go to ground. I made a mistake. I didn't have him locked in a cell and interrogated to within an inch of his life. And now the city lies in ruins. It's time to rectify that mistake. I've told you before, and I'll tell you again. My people foresaw the attack on the city. They knew the Watchstone already carried the seed of corruption within itself. And they were simply trying to heal it. I've heard similar claims before. Now where was it? Ah yes, from Staunton Vane, the traitor who brought down Drazan. The lessons of the past have taught us a great deal, and that is why I never believed you or your mob's lies for even a second. And I was right. Behold, Inquisitor, I bear the gift of an angel who died in the caves below Canabras. I'm no enemy of yours. The old man frowns and whispers something, a prayer or a spell. With each word his face relaxes. You are telling the truth. That light in your hand was wrought by heaven. I will keep an open mind with regard to you, stranger. And later, under less fractious circumstances, I would like to ask you about how you came to receive this gift. But that can wait. Now, I must deal with this filth, once and for all. By revealing that light first, I have made it so that this chaotic option will actually have an effect. Don't you lay a finger on him, or you'll have to answer to me. The Aasimar holds his hands in a placating gesture. Stop. You are the defenders of what remains of Canabras. Can't you think of anything better to do than be at each other's throats in the ruins of the city? You're a fool, Hurun. You're a zealot and a murderer, but you're a fool first and foremost. I told you that the Watchstone was weakened. You wouldn't listen. I warned you that the city was going to be attacked. You shooed me away. The truth is that my young adepts were trying to save the Watchstone, and you stopped them. Of course, those truly responsible for this tragedy are the demons, but you have done nothing to prevent it. and now you would still rather kill an innocent person and perish yourself than admit you were wrong. As always, with a wave of his wand, the Azamar vanishes. He fled, the heretic. He's no doubt expecting me to rush off in pursuit, but that won't work on me. What about you? If you have truly been marked by us for a gift from heaven, this is your chance to save the city. Go and bring back that filthy traitor. I'm almost certain that he and his cronies were helping the demons, either knowingly or unknowingly. Their attempt to bewitch the Wardstone is clear proof. Ramian must be captured. I see you suffered greatly in battle. Nonsense. I had to deal with a brood of Nabasus. It was nothing. I've taken on worse enemies with the goddess's help. And we don't know the fact that Nabasus levels drain vitality, as it is explained. And that is why he is so much weakened. If you find the Nabasu who did that, you can return him to his former glory and strength. Right, so, Ramian really warned you about the attack. Those crazy desnants were always bursting into my study with their incoherent prophecies that came to them in their dreams. I won't lie. Sometimes what they said really did come to pass, but can we really rely on the holy dreams of heretics over the cold hard facts of intelligence reports? Plenty of demons could have easily fooled them and whispered a treasonous plan in their dreams, and those lunatics would have been only too happy to listen. This time, Mr. Girls for Brains came to me and declared that demons were about to attack the city, and that the Wardstone's power was diminished by some kind of contamination or taint. I hope they forgive me for even repeating the words. After uttering such blasphemy, he should have been locked up alongside his followers and interrogated. But instead, I simply increased the surveillance on them. And what next? My people got them red-handed, trying to attack the Wardstone with unknown magic. And not 3 days later, the demons attacked the city. There's an obvious connection between these events. Whether deliberately or under demonic influence, those destinants played right into the hands of Descari's hordes. And they almost left the city completely defenseless. Ramian covered for his people the whole time and helped them escape my guards. After that, what else can he be but a traitor and a heretic? Where can I find Ramian, do you think? How should I know? The weasel can't have gone far. He turned invisible. He's probably hunkered down in some hole like a traitorous rat he is. And he'll be sitting and trembling and waiting till he's dragged out of there. With the prelate after you. That seems only the only sensible thing to do. It's what I do, I reckon. I'm sure a lot of things sound sensible to you. And it works, too. As you can see, I'm still alive. So, I have to go. Go on, then, if you have to. It would be good if you could return with the head of that scum. I remember you. When Father and I arrived in the city, you met us. What is this gibberish? As if I have nothing better to do than to arrange a meeting with vagrants. But it's true. You and the other knights tied us to stakes and started lighting the bonfire. Father died, and then one of your knights changed his mind and pulled me from the flames. But then he died too. Don't you remember? If you were burned, then it was with good reason. You say some traitor helped you escape from the fire? That is a crime in itself, which means you have been evading justice all these years. If it weren't for the invasion, I would review your case and see that your sentence was finally fulfilled. It's lucky that we have more important things to deal with right now. Lucky for you. He didn't look the way he does now, all wrinkled and gay. He was young, with a big mustache. Ember smiles broadly and draws a large, bushy mustache in the air with a finger. He probably forgot all about me. It was a long time ago. But I do want to say one thing. I'm not cross with him. This knight is a true hero. He just really wanted to protect the city. Only he got all mixed up about who was good and who was evil. So, now it's no longer a chaotic action to attack him. Holrun, you sent an innocent child to be burned at the stake. Don't you want to ask for forgiveness?
Bah! Hardly. Anyone can look innocent. How did this girl manage to survive the fire? And what about that crow that's always flying around her? I advise you to take a closer look at this innocent little lamb of yours. If you ask me, she looks highly suspicious indeed.
You forgive him after what he did to you? He thought he was doing what was right. How do you know? Maybe you've done something thinking it was a good thing, but you were really doing a bad thing that hurt someone. But what if I've done the same thing? You can't get angry at people for making mistakes when you might be no better than them. Let's go, Ember. Let's go. Bye-bye, kind knight. She waves to Holrun with a carefree smile. Holrun grimaces and turns away. Holy shit. I hate his voice. Right, let's go find Ramian and rescue this priest of our flock. He is standing here all invisibly. And like you normally have to pass a perception check to see him or cast see invisibility. Or you can just literally run into him. The golden curled ASMR greets you with a graceful bow. So you found me. I have nowhere else to run. I am at your mercy. Kill me if you wish, but I ask you, hear me out first. Did you really know about the demon attack before it happened? I did. We have a secret ally in the enemy's ranks. No one knows who this brave soul is, but she has been feeding us information about the demon's plans. These dispatches have come to us by the most reliable channel bestowed upon us by the great dreamer herself. They have come to us in dreams. Prelate Holrun brushed them off as meaningless reveries. And well, I admit it isn't always easy to distinguish our allies' messages from ordinary dreams, but even ordinary dreams are gifts from Desna and are always worthy of attention. The prelate, and all the crusade leaders for that matter, should have put less store in reason and more in intuition, inspiration and spontaneity. What's more, not long before the attack on the city, a blind elf who calls himself the Storyteller arrived in Canabras. This wanderer wasn't merely a collector of legends, but a scholar of the unknown. According to him, the wardstone in our city, the first and most important in the chain of wardstones, weakened since long ago, was teetering on the brink of corruption. It seems that the Red Morning Massacre and other demon attacks, even the ones we fended off, did not leave us unscathed. Unfortunately, the prelate did not wish to listen to the storyteller either. We're lucky he wasn't burnt at the stake as a heretic. We had such vital information on our hands, information that could have saved the city, but no one cared to listen all the way to the catastrophic end. So, why haven't you moved, left this place for somewhere safer? Because the people here might need help, and they will come to the temple in search of a priest. I will not hide away in the hole, saving my own neck, while Canabras is suffering in the wake of the demon's attack. So, why are you and Holrun feuding? Oh, I'm not feuding with him. I sincerely wish only the best for the men. In an ideal world, he'd be far away from these front lines, enjoying a peaceful retirement. But even if that isn't possible, I have always tried to help him fulfill the mission he has taken on himself, and to which he has proved fatally ill-suited, protecting Canabras against the demons. Unfortunately, he is convinced that the followers of Desna are heretics and saboteurs. He refused to listen to me, and it was only the knightly orders that deterred him from including us in his witch hunt. Now there is clearly no one left to stand in his way. He is finally free to get rid of us once and for all. You can do an evil action, or you can resolve his conflict. So, the thing about Holrun is that he is an inquisitor in all the meanings of the word. He is a self-righteous, overbearing, never my fault murderer of innocents. He is also one of the strongest warriors in the city and ridiculously good at fighting demons. So, is there a chance you can resolve your conflict? I don't know. Hilrun's faith is truly formidable, not only his faith in Nyamade, but in his own infallibility. In other words, he's as hard-headed as a rock troll, but even so, Desna teaches us to never lose hope. Talk to him. Try to explain to him that we are fighting on the same side. If he attacks you, disarm him, bind his hands, but I beg you, if at all possible, please do not kill him. Alright, I have to go then. Wait, 3 of my adepts are hiding somewhere in the ruins of the city. The ones the Inquisitors wrongly accused of treason. I beg you, find them and protect them against the demons and vigilantes like Holrun. They will not rest until they find them. If there's anything else you can do to save Earl Canabras, please do it. Stranger, wait! Spared Ramian, despite what that mad Inquisitor told you. The young voice comes from nowhere. Oh, hang on, I forgot to remove the spell. I hope Holrun's dogs aren't lurking nearby. A pale youth materializes before you. His face looks haggard from the lack of sleep, but he is clearly pleased to be speaking to someone. So, you're one of the Desnan adepts that tried to break into the Watchstone? Yes, I am Ilkas, cleric of Desna and one of the people who answered the call of the voice in dreams. Some unknown person who made contact with us through our dreams, telling us about the demons' plans. We learned that the demons were planning to attack Canabras and do something terrible to our Watchstone, which already carries the taint of corruption. Prelate Holrun refused to heed our warnings. We had to make a choice. We could either throw up our hands and pull back, or take action, even though it could cost us our lives. But what heartless person could stand by in the face of such a deadly threat? You made the right choice, Brother Junior. You may have failed, but that's not my madness. It was a worthy attempt. Thank you, sister. You understand better than anyone why we couldn't stand idly by. I pray that our failure doesn't prove to be fatal. Oh, Goddess, please give us another chance to fix everything. Where are your fellow adepts and worshippers, and how many are there? Fortunately, or unfortunately, I don't know where they are. We split up to confuse the Inquisitors who were chasing us. Do you need help? Desna teaches us to trust in last-ditch chances. Listen, my friends are called Aranka and Thal the Wallflower. Aranka is an amazing singer and a truly beautiful girl. She has plenty of friends and fans. She's probably blended into a crowd somewhere. Wallflower is a mage, but I don't think he'll risk using his magic. It will only bring the Inquisitors down on him. He'll be harder to find. You'd better find Aranka first. She might know where Wallflower is. Please, find them and protect them against the demons and the Inquisitors. I will await news in the goddess's temple, and I hope our mysterious helper will send us a new message that will reveal what is to come from the demons. Yeah, I have to go. Go. May Desna be with you, stranger. So, like, my plan for today was to stream till 7. It's now almost 8. I have officially been streaming for almost 8 hours. I have worked a full day, I guess. You could say that. Let us convince, or at least attempt to convince Prelate Holrun. So, save the game here before we do this, because there are some skill checks in here. And I do not want to mess this up.
Well, what brings you to me?
I talked to Ramian. He is not your enemy, he only wants what's good for Canabras.
I would consider those words an admission of treason from anyone else, but I don't wish to draw my weapon against she who has been given heaven's gift. And I won't, as long as you don't do anything worse than conniving with that rebel-rouser, Ramian! I would ask you again to kill that rebel-rouser, but as soon as we liberate the city from the demons, my faithful will hunt him down.
Alright, I have to go. Right, well, this is why I showed him the light of heaven. Like, otherwise it's a difficult skill check, I believe. And on top of that, there is, you know, the usual difficulty in trying to convince a zealot. Ramian, we managed. I'm not going to run kill me if you wish, but I ask you, hear me out first. Well, I managed to convince Holrun, or at least calm him down a little. He's still hell-bent on driving you out of the city once the demon attack has been repelled, though. I suppose I should be pleased, but the idiocy, the injustice of it all, it makes my heart blood boil. I will leave Canabras, but not before we fight off the demons. No matter what happens, I thank you. Erebeth Tirabade of the Eagle Watch is gathering survivors in the Defender's Heart Tavern. You would be very useful there. Commander Tirabade. I do not know her personally, but her wife, Anivia, is a regular worshipper at our temple. I would gladly aid them in this fight. Thank you for listening and defending me. I will go now to the Defender's Heart. I hope to see you there. May Desna keep you. And that is the Desnan worship. We have convinced the clerics of Desna to join our cause. And we have started the Starward Gaze quest. I know where to find Aranka, rather. And we will do that next time, probably, as we are going to save the what's he called? The storyteller first. So let's go ahead and do that now. There is still much, as you can see, of this map to explore, including inside this house, where a fun thing is happening. The demon that we accidentally released is lurking about here. And then there is the Nabasu that is creating ghouls and everything that we still need to find. So, let's go ahead and exit this area. Leave. And travel to the Blackwing Library. It will take 2 hours. A hanged cultist is here. This will take 1 hour. Shows you how much time that takes. Right, we're meeting one of my favorite, like, nerdy girl who doesn't understand people type of characters. I believe. Yes!
Follow me.
Wearing a robe? Check. Baphomet symbol around the neck? Check. Crazy eyes? Check. Note to self. Bring a mirror next time to be able to adjust the optimal level of eye craziness. Everything is ready for the experiment. An audience. Problematic but not critical. You there, girl. Stay out of this. It is counterproductive to stand in the way of scientific progress.
What?
Who's that? I don't know her.
Greetings, boys and girls. I am your sister in sin, a devotee of Lord Baphomet's dark will, and so on and so forth.
Yes, Swallow, it's definitely a long stream, and I am very much looking forward to the pizza I will have once I am done with this.
She looks like one of us, but she talks kinda weird. Who's there with you?
Who? Oh, them. Just an audience. They don't matter. Consider them a supplementary component of the coming experiment.
Okay.
In the name of our Lord Baphomet, please be so kind as to undertake a little test of your competency in our wicked cause. Let's start with something simple. So here's my first question. What is Lord Baphomet's favorite weapon?
We will not answer to you.
Our lord can wield any kind of weapon. He is all-powerful.
Wrong. He wields no weapons at all. He doesn't need any. He just gores his enemies with his horns.
And actually, it's Icicle, a glaive made of red adamantine.
That is correct. But still, girl, no prompting, please. This experiment has taken quite a surprising turn. I would never have expected the followers of the great Baphomet to be baffled by such a simple question. Fine. Let's recalibrate the difficulty and proceed with the next question. Please name Lord Baphomet's sacred animal.
A bull! Of course, everybody knows that.
Yep, and a cow.
It's an oryx, as a matter of fact.
I'd like to ask you to stop prompting them, but it seems they could do with a prompt or two. It appears the experiment has yielded results which are as unexpected as they are incredible. Baphomet's cultists have not the slightest idea about who Baphomet really is, let alone any in-depth knowledge of his ideology or philosophy. I'm positive that this news will cause a sensation in widest scientific circles.
Damn it, she's right. I'm a shitty excuse for a cultist. And my mother used to tell me to become a plowman.
Hey, take it easy. We've only had 2 questions. You there, come on, ask another one. We'll get the next one.
Ask them some more. They might still manage it.
Is there any sense in continuing? You cannot answer the simplest of questions. I am ashamed of all of you, as cultists and as individuals.
Please, ask again. I can answer. I'm sure I can.
How do you spell Baphomet's name?
B-A-F-A... Oh, screw it. To hell with Baphomet. I thought it was gonna be fun, but instead there are all these questions. I'm done here. I'm going back to my home village, back to my mother.
My favorite cultists, everyone.
Hey, wait! You there! How dare you stir up discord in our ranks? Grab her and tie her up, and her entire entourage too!
The experiment is complete. Unable to deal with the questions, the cultists decide to deal with the examiner instead. A typical reaction for a person who has never been burdened with any intelligence. Now you're gonna start hitting each other, aren't you? Please, proceed. I won't interrupt.
We will be victorious.
I love that interaction, and also, like, the fact that she is so completely right is great. Camellia, finish this one off. I ask you a simple question.
I won't give up. Can it be the end?
Yeah, I won't give up, but I'm blinded and I am blinded and weakened. Kind of difficult to get anything of matter done, really.
Make every strike count.
Come on, Lan, you have no excuse.
Too late for apologies.
distract them from me. Time to share your treasures.
You are today's sacrifice.
Ooh, a critical hit. And confirmed.
The world in crimson.
Into the fray!
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
I'll hit you.
See, Nanio is standing there.
Cover me, all right?
Oh dear.
Go for their hearts.
And now he will attack.
The inheritor, guide my blade!
Lan, can you do something better than that?
You won't stop us.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
And now we have them all dealt with. The absence of an answer is an answer too. I'm going to AFK, need to leave. The cultist was very fun. Yeah, the cultist is very fun, and like, it's about 10 more minutes, I think.
Result is statistically predictable, especially considering their intelligence level.
It's about 10 more minutes, I think, and then we will get the storyteller and our second group of reinforcements. And then, yeah, then we will be able to deal with them.
What about you, girl? Are you ready to answer some questions for the good of science? Let's proceed with the experiment. My first question is simple. Which colors does the goddess Iomade prefer?
Red and white, if I recall correctly.
This answer is correct. It is comforting to meet at least one educated person in the melting pot of ignorance that is Canabras today. Let's proceed. Did Aradin take part in any crusade before he died?
Nope.
Your answer is correct. Aradin's death dates to 4606, and that is precisely the year when the World Wound was opened. The first crusade started back in 4622.
Right. Architect of the World Wound and Betrayer of Humanity.
Your knowledge would make Mendev's crusaders proud. My final question is, what is the title that Aurilu Vorlesh bears? Is she the architect of the World Wound, the Lord of the Labyrinth, or the Border Acquisitor of the Shapeless Abyss?
This is Aurilu, this is Baphomet, and this, I think, is the third demon lord that is working with them. I think, I'm not sure though. Oh well, I'll do groceries tomorrow, I guess. Don't put that off. Like, I succeeded. I know this because I happen to know Aurilu Vorlesh. Like, I think she is an interesting character. I have not yet succeeded that knowledge world check legitimately. And it's a DC 15 even on this.
That's correct. Most excellent. You successfully answered all of my questions. Splendid. Amazing. This is a breakthrough. I thank you for your cooperation. It seems to me that I owe you an explanation. My name is Nenio. I am an explorer, a pilgrim, a yet-to-be-recognized scientific luminary, future author of the great Encyclopedia Galarianica, and rector of all Absalom's universities at once. Future rector, I should say. I also know several spells.
So, can you finally tell me what you were getting at with all those questions?
It is so heartening to see you strive for knowledge. I have been conducting an experiment comparing the intellectual abilities of the average cultist with those of the average crusader.
Not much difference, I'd guess.
And I must admit that you passed the test with flying colors. This does offer a glimmer of hope for the future of Crusade. I have always claimed that despite the popular beliefs about the limited intellectual abilities of those in the army, at least some of them can be considered educated. It pleases me to see that I was correct.
I have officially streamed more than 8 hours now. Because I started at 12:05 and my 8:05 alarm to take my hormones just went off. So, you're trying to say that I'm mediocre?
Yes.
Okay. Well, at least you're honest about it. Right. Tuesday. And then this one. Okay, that's my hormones taken. So, why do you keep calling me girl? I have a name, you know.
It is so heartening to see you strive for knowledge. I have been conducting an experiment comparing,
clicked
and
the
I
wrong
must
one.
admit that I apologize for an injury to your ego, but your name is irrelevant on the grand scale of the universe. Thus, it cannot possibly interest me. I will forget it as soon as I hear it. To avoid unnecessary confusion, I'd prefer to not know it at all. Do you wish to become my follower? To accompany me on my expeditions to the World Wound? To assist me in my experiments? To run errands for me? Perhaps even to write down my deepest thoughts for the benefit of future generations? Oh, how splendid! Of course, I agree. Truth be told, I have no money to pay you. But you will be aiding the progress of science, and that is its own reward.
I agree.
Excellent. You're hired. To think that I finally found someone to accompany me. 27 Crusaders before you said no. Not one of them saw the undeniable appeal of my offer.
I can't imagine why.
Your first assignment is to take me to a safe place. I have to admit that today's experiment has left me quite tired.
Right, we'll take you there ASAP. Camellia can go and be off tank for a while. Be away for a while rather. Right, this is awesome. Let's now go here, all of us, so that we might exit the area. Right, this is... Need to reset this again because it got messed up again. I don't know why it does that sometimes, but yeah, it sometimes happens.
March on.
Area exit. These are all useless, so be gone. Right, onto the Hanged Cultist. And then the Blackwing Library. A lost bag, we rather go for that. And yes, that might seem dumb, but if we enter here, and we do this correctly, one of the dialogue options he will offer is to send us immediately back to the Defender's Heart, where we need to be for several other things. I don't think that it was on fire yet.
Something.
A stocky knight with a head of messy black hair stands before you. His armor is splattered with blood. He greets you with a deep, booming voice. Ah! Ha! Crusaders! Excellent! I am Captain Chalep Sazawad, and these are my men. I am about to burn these vile backstabbers and heretics here. Those pathetic imitators of the traitor Aurelius who tricked their way into the ranks of the Crusaders. The knight nods at a heap of severely beaten people and a strange elf whose appearance seems jarring for some unknown reason. Sezamal bellows threats at his enemies, who seem to be in a state of deep shock and utter terror. A strange feeling rises up within you. It is pure instinct. You don't know what you're about to do, but you are certain that it is right. He is angry and spoiling for a fight, and we failed that. Why do you want to burn them? Look around you. The city is burned in burning ruins. So many innocent lives lost, all because of abominations like these here. Cultists and heretics and spies slipping into our ranks, carrying out the orders of their brutal masters, and preparing a heinous death for us all. They want to give us over to the demons, just like Aurelius did with Sir Chorus. They deserve to feel the flames licking at their legs. Ah, damn it. Do I have a save from before then? I do. Okay, good. Right. I'm going to save scum this because I missed the opportunity for one of the best things you can do in this game. One of the absolute best things you can do. Here. Enter. Save the game. And yes, I am safe scumming. I don't care.
Is that a trap? It might be a trap.
So I'm not going to voice this again. 3. Tulip is talking too loudly, all while casting sidelong looks at you. You have seen similar behavioral quirks before in liars. So we can do this, and if you succeed, you will see that he is wearing armor from a different order than the armor of his supposed subordinates, which wouldn't be the case if they were actual crusaders. So now, let's go ahead and be chaotic. Idiots, stop! Heed my command in the name of Baphomet! The words fly out of your mouths before you can even think them. Some gut instinct told you that this is precisely what needs to be said in this moment. And the words hit their target. The crusaders jump in surprise and look at each other in terror. Woljif glares menacingly at Chaleb. Didn't you know, mortal? We're everywhere! The Chaleb leaps to attention and barks out, Sorry, couldn't have known. We'll fix it right away, ma'am. An inexplicable feeling of rightness flows through you. And you enjoy seeing the look of oafish terror on the faces of the Crusader and his lackeys when you rebuke them for their fecklessness. Stop wasting valuable fuel. If you like burning books, go read the Great Garrison Library. Our enemies might try to sneak in there. Step to it! There's plenty more where that came from, ma'am. I'll do everything you've ordered, and just as soon as those Crusaders arrive, they'll be dead meat. I'll go make sure we get make it another 2 barrels of alchemist fire from the Great Garrison storeroom. Things are going to burn right up in there! I love that, and also, like, it grants me a lot of points, both with these guys as well as eventually in the end. Also, I'm just going to leave them there for a moment. Save the game. There are some perception checks I don't want to miss.
Might be trap, might be treasure.
Free them. Praise Sayomne. We're saved. You came just in time. And we have the storyteller. A blind elf stands before you. He looks extremely strange. His face wears its years heavily, which is unusual for members of his race. Thinning grey hair and a ragged beard, sightless milky eyes, pale papery skin covered in age spots, and a spine curved by the passage of time. This is not how elves typically age. The youth that graces the faces of elves even on their deathbed has totally abandoned this decrepit specimen. A bearded elf! How intriguing! If you please, I would like to pluck a hair out of that phenomenon manifesting on your chin, in the interest of science, of course. The old elf holds out his hand in your direction in the perennial gesture of the blind, greeting you with an unexpectedly strong and calm voice. Hello, I am Storyteller, and I wish to thank my rescuers. That is you, if I'm not mistaken. Storyteller? Ha! That's the first time I've ever heard of a venerable old-timer like that having a street name. Sometimes a person can lose their name, but Mama and Papa are gone, friends are gone, and there's nobody to ask what it was. So instead of the name, a person can pick any word that is good. Everybody has to have a name, or do they? I don't know. Who are you? The old elf frowns. I prefer people to call me storyteller. It very accurately describes the sphere of my occupation and interest. In most places I have been, I am known by that name. When I was little, my mother and father used to tell me stories, but I have no one to tell me stories now. Sometimes Grandma does in my dreams, but I always forget them in the morning. Can you tell me a story? The corners of the blind elf's mouth slowly creep upward. For you, I may have a story to tell, but perhaps it is you who has a story for me. I want to talk to you about something. The old elf responds with dignity and courtesy, but firmly. In thanks for my rescue, I of course will render you a service in turn, whatever it may be. However, at this moment I wish to be somewhere safer than the present surroundings. My recent adventures have fatigued me greatly, and I would be grateful if you could help me to a safe shelter of some kind. The stubborn set of the elf's mouth tells you he won't change his mind. Typical. You do someone a good turn, and instead of saying thank you, they just ask for more help. Go easy on the old elf. He's had a rough of it. Go of it. Yeah, because we've had it so easy. Okay, Woljiv, you're one of the only ones who hasn't gone unconscious yet. You cannot complain. We can't not help him. If it was up to me, Grandfather Elf, I'd throw you over my shoulder and carry you out of here. This is no place for old folks. Alright, I'm taking you to the Defender's Heart. Please accept my sincere thanks once again. And if I may, please don't rush. I will struggle to keep up with your young legs. And I'm not the only one thankful to you. That young crusader over there is eager to give his regards, but he is too shy to approach you. I can tell from his quickened breathing. When we reach a safe place, take pity on the lad and accept his thanks. The young man, with aristocratic features, wipes the sweat from his brow and gives you a courteous bow. Allow me to introduce myself. Brother Clam at your service. Thank you for helping us. We thought we were doomed to perish. There is death everywhere here. Sometimes I think we're all doomed, but then death has passed us by and we're all still alive. Lan looks at Ember with sorrow in his eyes. But you're an elf. You should live hundreds of years and never worry about dying. Little elf girls shouldn't even know such words. When children are thrown into the middle of war, they may learn many sad things. That's why we have to win, so that other boys and girls don't have to learn what we did. So, who are you, Crusaders? We are Crusaders of the Order of the Flaming Lance. Our order dedicates itself to the pursuit of hidden knowledge and magical methods of fighting the demons. We are searching for a leader, Sister Mia Mia, the scholar. She spent the last few weeks here, working day and night on some important research. When the demons attacked the city, we rushed here to find her, but it seems she left the city shortly before the attack began. Mia Mia. I don't recall the name, which means her scholarly contribution cannot have been significant, and yet her actions do intrigue me. If the opportunity arises, I would like to find out what experiments she carried out. Mia Mia just left the city with no word of where she could be found? No, she left in a hurry without leaving any notes or orders. Why? I have no idea. The only thing that may serve as a clue is this book, the one she was studying. And that is my company of worn out words, Songs of a Crusader. Mimir's note mentions something about a stone book belonging to the druids of Old Socorus. What does that mean? Stone books. The druids of Old Socorus used sacred trees as books. They carved their secret knowledge on the bark. When the demons came, the druids resorted to a dark ritual that turned the trees to stones, and the druids themselves became undead, doomed to guard their stone library grove forever. But if that happened far from here, in the stone worlds, is it possible that's where Mia Mia went? Or maybe she found one of those trees nearby. I don't know. How did you end up in this trap? The traitor met us at our door. He seemed like a faithful and passionate crusader, and we didn't expect a thing until they attacked us from behind and knocked us out. We didn't expect such trickery. Most of our order brethren are dead, and we were desperate to believe that this man in armor was a fellow crusader, a comrade. While we were unconscious, they removed our armor and tossed us on the pyre of books. What macabre blasphemy! Ain't it always though, eh? You start to think you might be able to trust a fella, and boom, he goes and stabs you in the back. But if you never trust anything, then soon you'll become a killer just like Holbron, and that's hardly better, is it? Bah! Don't start on that now. Fine, you've convinced me. You can trust people, but only one in every dozen, I'd say, and not for long, even then. Go to the Defender's Heart. Those who are ready to fight back are gathering there. The city still fights? Why, that's incredible news. We will go to our sanctuary, guarded by our ordered brothers and sisters, and we will bring them to the sanctuary, to the Defender's Heart. And so we get our second order, who will help us. Right then, the third group is a group of tieflings that we have to find. Right, collect all of these books.
Can't hide from me.
And then this one, and now save game. Save of this. Knowledge Arcana check.
A success worthy of praise.
Some monstrously large demonic blade fell upon the library, splitting the runes in two and leaving an enormous black scar. It is possible that the Scary was the one to destroy this building with his terrifying scythe. Rift Carver. So that's what happened here. Save over this because we managed that.
What a discovery.
And that was the one that I wanted because it is a DC 20 check. It's difficult to do. Now, open this door. And then an enchanted quarterstaff, which is good for will spells. Just a skill mail, which I'm not going to wear. Just leather armor, which no one's going to wear. And a light pick, as well as some magical essence. Now, one last save scummy thing. A knowledge world check.
This experiment has gone awry.
Yes, that's what I expected. Let me change the inventory a bit so that you have the +1 that you can get from the pet Nenio, if you would be so kind. Oh, this is a +3. Oh right, the dragon is a +1. Ah, this is plus Arcana though. Save game, so that I don't have to do that again.
A failure is just a step to a success.
Load. It's a DC 25. I think she's the only one with more than a +4. Right, let me just see. Definitely not. Can't even get there. Can get there. Can't. Can. So
A failure is just a step to a
let's see if Sela's doing any better.
This war.
Ah, you can't run it again. That's annoying. Right.
This experiment has gone awry.
Like it's failing, but it's 14 or up that needs to be rolled. So it's not unexpected that it takes a while.
A failure is just a step to a success.
Yes, but right now it's just a failure.
This experiment has gone awry.
This is not fun, and I am sorry for putting you all through this, but I'm now invested in getting this because I also can't remember what this says, so I can't, like, for some of the others. Some of the others I have, like, I know what this is, so I can tell you what it would have said. Unfortunately, I can't do that for this one.
It went splendidly.
This is a statue of the mage who founded the Blackwing Library. He cut a wing of a demon known as Frog and hung it above the entrance. This, like, it seems like it is a door or you could go through there. It is, I think, supposed to be a window pane. But what it basically comes down to is it can't do anything. The bookcase is full of text describing demons and methods of fighting them. Regrettably, all of this knowledge wasn't enough to save Canabras from the spawn of the abyss. Right then, storyteller. Let us just go ahead, go here, and collect all. And that is the padded armor of focus. Now we have everything. So, storyteller, let's go to the safe space that we have. The old elf frowns as if he is listening closer. Raimi, is it not? I recognize the sound of your footsteps. I'm taking you to the Defender's Heart. Please accept my sincere thanks once again. And if I may, please don't rush. I will struggle to keep up with your young legs. And now we can go there instantly, which is really nice. And with that, I think we should end our stream for today, because I need a refill on my drink, I need to visit the bathroom, and then I need to go downstairs and have some dinner. So I will see you all probably in just a bit. Right, this is currently ongoing. The Defender's Heart greets you with unexpected liveliness. Beyond the walls of the tavern, the once bustling and festive city lies in ruins, but somehow none of that can be felt within these walls. The people in the room are talking, laughing, raising toasts, and even softly singing. It doesn't look like typical tavern revelry, nor is it the grim vigilance of the recent days. Sila waves to you. She's sitting at a table with the trio you met previously. The knight, the half-elf, and the red-headed halfling. Raimi, come! Let me properly introduce you to Elan, Channa, and Curl, the fearless warriors of the League of the Inspiring Card. Sila pushes a mug of beer towards you and speaks softly. It was me who convinced Irabeth to use what Channa, Curl, and Elan found for a little party. If you look out the window, you might think the end times have come and the abyss has devoured us all. I thought some simple pleasures, good food and good company, could help keep the gloom a bit at bay. I understand. We must continue living and fighting, however hard that might be, even amidst the chaos that has befallen the city. Elan. Allow me to declare my support for Sila's decision as well. Experience tells me that we should shed no tears until after victory. If we start to mourn the fallen while the battle is still raging, we'll be jeopardizing all our efforts. Now is the time for rest. We'll bury the dead after the last demon has been driven from Canabras. Are we just going to sit here with grim faces? I say we get to know each other a little better, so we have better reasons to toast. So, Sila, did you call me over just because, or is something the matter? I didn't just want to talk to you about today's celebration. You see, Elan is in trouble. I want to help him, and I don't know anyone else in the city I can turn to. His fellow knights were all wounded in the battle. Elon shakes his head. Bad idea, sister. I told you, I don't want to bother anyone else with my problems. I need to handle them on my own. Oh, come on! Hiding your sadness from your friends is no way to live. Tell me more. The young knight shakes his head. In all truth, I do not wish to impose. My problems are just minor troubles. The paladin of Ariomede and her friend certainly have more important things to do. Especially now that Canabras has been overrun with demons. If I've learned anything in life, it's that there's nothing minor about good and evil. Sela begins seriously, but then a smile lights up her face. Take the three of you, for example. It seems like all you did was save one card from some lesser demons, but look how many people are happy now. That feat will never be sung of in songs, but who knows? Maybe thanks to this one joyous hour of peace and rest, the defenders of Canabras will find the strength to protect the city. Sela catches her breath. I talk too much, don't I? Well, Sir Elon, I want to help you, and my reputation as a holy warrior of Iomade won't suffer if it's more than of a minor adventure rather than a glorious feat. The knight sighs and seems a little embarrassed. Alright, I'll explain. The life of a crusader has given me more than just a purpose and a chance to serve a righteous cause. When I abandoned the life of a mercenary and came to Mendev, I gained something else that I never expected. It's here I met, may all the ladies here forgive me, the finest girl in all the world. It's a miracle she found any love in her own heart for a bungler like me, but I'm not about to let this miracle go. Not even the demon lord Descari and all his demon army can stand in my way. Luckily, my beloved is now safely away from Canabras. For half a year, I've been getting up my courage to propose to her. I even ordered a ring from Darek Sunhammer, the best jeweler in Mendev. Independent knightly orders live mostly off donations, and I'm not what you would call rich. But I so want to make Kiana happy. Oh, it took me 3 months to find a jewel the same shade as her eyes, and twice that long to scrape together enough money. Master Darek's work was worth it, but I lost the ring during the demon attack, and I'll probably never find a worthy replacement. The ring is still most likely at the Houndheart's camp outside the city. Elon and his friends didn't have time to pack up their camp. First the demon ambushed them, and then they rushed off to help Canabras. I think we should go there and check. Not right now, of course, but once the situation in the city is under control. I mean, that sounds good, and it's not like we'll have much else to do then, except relax for a while. And that sounds relaxing. Thanks for agreeing to help. Helen is a good man and a true knight, and I think the world should repay those who are so devoted to doing good. Let's help him, so he can propose to his beloved the way he wanted. Sela, I hope you can convince Erebeth to let me go with you when you do this. I don't want to be parted from my friends. Of course, if the League of the Inspiring Card has come together in this dark hour, we must continue onward together. And with that great end, I'm going to end this stream. See you all tomorrow, or maybe later tonight if I see you on the Discord call.